Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a Kentucky business begins to clean up after being damaged by a fire, and Governor Andy Beshear might take some drastic measures if a certain bill doesn't make it to his desk.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. It's Monday and it's just before 5 o'clock. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning to you. It is the beginning of the work week, and let's get started with Brandon Robinson. All calm out there this morning, pretty sure?
So far, so good,
yeah.
But it will not last. It's going to be kind of a soggy half of the week, but Easter coming up in less than a week, so that's on the way. And then after that, have to look forward to another holiday. But right now, let's take a look across the region as we head deeper into the forecast. And you see a little bit of a glitch there in the satellite data, but that means just a little bit of satellite radar imagery there. But for the most part, we're looking at the rain still well off to our west this morning. It will be straight to scattered. Those are the two words to remember today, straight to scattered. As we see back out to the west, it's kind of hitting some drier pockets of air as it crosses into Kentucky there from the west. So just continue to watch that, and we'll keep you posted on it. Temperatures all over the place. 36 in Jonesville, 38 in Clintwood. It is 55 in Moorhead and Jackson, 59 in Somerset, 60 in Monticello, and 57 in Hazard. So a lot of 40s or 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s out there right now. So a normal day for temperatures, but of course it's Monday. You know what we say about Monday. You always need a little extra when it comes in the coffee meter this morning. Breakfast forecast, we are going to see a warming trend over the next little bit, kind of splitting the difference there at 50, give or take a degree or two this morning, or 5 or 6 or 10. But again, just kind of keep that in mind that we're going to start the day dry. Maybe a mix of sun and clouds there for a little bit. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, Kentucky State Police troopers responded to a shooting Saturday night in the Everts community of Harlan County. Police say one person was flown to Johnson City Medical Center for their injuries. Troopers have not made any arrests at this time. We, of course, will keep you updated. Also, a person was sent to a hospital after an officer-involved shooting in Grundy, Virginia. Grundy Police Department officers said the shooting happened Saturday night around 7:40 at the Appalachian Inn on Hoot Owl Road. Well, police say the officer was assisting the individual with relocating. We are told a fight between the officer and suspect happened, which led to the shooting. The suspect was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the officer was placed on administrative leave pending an investigation by the Virginia State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigation. Well, Sunday morning, the London Laurel Rescue Squad responded to a car crash into a building near 5th Street and Main Street. In a Facebook post, the rescue squad members said the crash happened just before 8 o'clock yesterday morning. Rescue teams and firefighters boarded up a section of the building for the property owner. A Rowan County business is cleaning up after a large fire heavily damaged the building Saturday morning. Well, that fire left at least $1 million in damage to JWA Stave Mill in Moorhead. Well, fire crews say it took 10 hours to put out the flames, but some parts of the mill are still burning. A manager at the mill says it will likely take months to get up and running again, and they are worried about their workers.
There's about 20 families that tables might be light for the next 6 months because of this.
Hines says no workers were in the building at the time the fire broke out. Fire officials say fortunately no one was hurt. A woman nearly witnessed her vacation home in Sevier County burn down from Florida. Tammy Hager was kept awake by her phone, alerting her that there was movement outside her home. Her home security system captured the moment when the Hatcher Mountain fire made it to her front door. Wow, Hager said she watched in real time as her neighbor's cabin burned to the ground.
It was a very, very ferocious fire. The winds were blowing, the trees were bending, and you could see the fire coming towards the house. And I thought for sure that any minute with the embers blowing up on the deck, it was going to go up in flames.
Well, thankfully for Hager, the flames only left behind burn marks to trees and grass just feet from her cabin. Well, she said she's thankful her home was spared, but she knows some of her neighbors were not so lucky. Well, volunteers were back in full force during the weekend to celebrate Reforest the Bluegrass in Lexington. People gathered at Blue Woods Park to plant trees. A little bit of the Snow couldn't stop more than 300 people signed up for the Reforest the Bluegrass event from coming out. In just a couple of hours, an entire section of the park went from open field to being filled with new trees as people were eager to get their hands in the dirt.
So many benefits for our community, especially in an urban area where we have a lot of runoff because we've got streets and roads and houses. Trees absorb a lot of that excess stormwater, which helps protect our local creeks.
Well, the program had 17 different species of trees, and officials say the plan is to plant more than 6,000 trees in the park. One Eastern Kentucky high school student is using his talent of writing to bring awareness to a local mining disaster. Letcher County Central High School student Micah Turner has a strong connection to coal mining because of his father and grandfathers who were miners. Well, this inspired him to write his book titled Down the Mine. Well, the book is a historical fiction that focuses on the Scotia mine disaster that took place in 1976. Turner says he hopes his book can remind people of the sacrifices that were made by the 26 miners who lost their lives that day.
I would love to keep that memory alive for them so that people know how dangerous coal mining is and how much those men sacrifice in order to step in to that coal mine every day, to go down and mine coal and to come back out, because you never know if it's going to be your last day or not.
Well, he adds that he has a few more books in the works, including one about the L&N Railroad that went through Whitesburg. Well, you can pre-order his book Down the Mine on Amazon, and the book will be released Friday, April 15th. Well, the Herald Leader reports if a bill legalizing marijuana does not reach his desk, well, Governor Andy Beshear says he is ready to consider taking actions himself to get Kentuckians access to medicinal cannabis. Well, the newspaper reported on the governor's comments Thursday reflecting his growing frustration with the latest medical marijuana bill. He told reporters that if the bill died, that he could potentially issue an executive order. And a new bill could lower the age at a bar and restaurant employees can serve alcohol in Kentucky. Many are hoping this makes it easier on the service industry, which has struggled through the pandemic. House Bill 252 would lower the age for workers serving alcohol to 18. Restaurant owners say the potential expansion of the workforce would give them more staffing options and more seats filled in turn. Well, thank you so much for getting your Monday morning started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we come back, we celebrate our animal friends who make our lives a bit more joyful. That's on the way.
It's shaping up to be a somewhat soggy start to this Easter week. I'll track out those rain chances and tell you when the best ones are in about 3 minutes.